You guys, I swear, the number of times I have had to refilm videos because of my own dumb mistakes. I filmed 7 videos yesterday revealing all my curriculum, and I was like, I'm going to sit down and edit them a little bit today just to make sure the footage is okay because you just never know. I wore my microphone through the whole thing. Guess what? I never plugged the mic in. Real smart move there. So here I am. Thankfully, I have some time this morning to sit down and film. We've wrapped up school for the year, and I'm going to share with you our homeschool group subjects for 2024. So welcome here to my channel. My name is Christine. If you're brand new here, I have 3 kids, and for this school year, they're for the most part going to be 9, 7, and 5. I just not long ago shared our homeschool curriculum reviews for 2023. So if you want to see the group subjects that we used last year, go ahead and check that out. I'll link it for you here. And today I'm going to share with you what I have chosen for the 2024 school year, which honestly, I think if you've watched that video of mine, you won't be surprised at the choices that I've made because we're using pretty much all the same stuff. With a few new things added into it. So what I'm going to do is start sort of chronologically go through our day and how we do our group subjects to keep me on track, and I'll share with you the resources that we're going to use. Now, we have been homeschooling. This is going into our 4th year, and I'm pretty confident in what I am doing with my children now. I am a 2nd generation homeschooler, so making curriculum choices is something I really enjoy, and also something I don't feel super daunted by because I've had quite a bit of experience doing it now. And so if you're brand new to homeschooling, you're like, whoa, that's a lot of stuff. Don't feel overwhelmed. It is totally okay to scale back and just do like the bare necessities as you're getting your footing. And over time, you will become more confident in choosing things that work for your family. And also, there are seasons to life. We did not do everything every day all year long. Like, we moved house last year, and we've had sickness a lot in the last bit of 2023, and so you adjust accordingly. So just bear that in mind when I'm sharing all the resources. It looks like a lot, but it's not everything every day, and there is lots of flexibility worked into our routine. So let's start first of all with scripture memory, and I have shared this several times on my channel. We use the Simply Charlotte Mason method to memorize scripture. There are videos about it on YouTube, but I'm more than happy to make a video if you guys would like to know how we do it in particular. I've just got this box that I bought from a local store, and I printed out the scriptures and made the tabs. This is fantastic. We have learned so much scripture this year, and I actually need to print off more because we've used up all the stuff I had printed off. So we're going to continue using this in 2024, and I'm excited to see how my kids do with that. It's one thing that was super, super important to me was that they memorize scripture because I know what a massive impact that's had on me, especially in my adulthood. And so I really wanted that for my kids. So that's what we're doing for that. And then every day we also read poems. I love poetry. I actually used to write a lot of poetry when I was younger. I haven't for many years, but I used to write it a lot when I was younger. I actually have like a little book that I wrote with all my poems in it, and poetry is just beautiful to me. I don't understand all forms of poetry, and some poems to me are like, what? But as a whole, I love music, I love poetry. They kind of go hand in hand, and it's something I do with my kids every day. It's quick and it's easy, and they really enjoy it. And so let me show you the resources that we're using. Some are things that we've been using for years, and then I've got some that I'm adding in. So these books are heavy. These are 2 books which we have used for a couple of years. We will continue using them. I Am the Seed That Grew the Tree and Tiger, Tiger, Burning Bright. This is animal themed. This is nature themed. And we read these every day. I usually alternate the dates on which we read them, and I plan to continue doing that going forward. So love these. They've got beautiful illustrations in them. I think I Am the Seed That Grew the Tree is also published under the title Sing a Song of Seasons. I don't know why they publish it under 2 different titles, but they do. So keep an eye out because sometimes one is much more expensive than the other. No clue why. So we'll continue with that. And then I have some new things I'm going to add in. This one isn't new to us. We've had it for a while. Favorite poems, old and new. Very classic piece of literature. But I don't know how often I'll add this in, but loads of beautiful, wholesome poems in here. And then I found this at the secondhand bookstore. Complete Poems for Children. They're by James Reeves. And they just looked really lovely. So I'm going to add this into our poetry rotation. And then this is the latest one that I got, again, from a secondhand store. And it is poetry for spring, like it's spring themed. And it does have, it is dated. We won't follow the dates because this is meant for the Northern Hemisphere and we live in the Southern Hemisphere. But I will just read it throughout the year. And what I particularly liked about it is that there's a little snippet above each poem. Like here it says, Morning Song by Eleanor Farjan. And it says, around 19th to the 21st of March is the vernal equinox, which is the start of spring. These words were written in 1931 by Eleanor Farjan, but became well known as a hymn after they were set to a Gaelic tune. And it's you'll know the song, Morning is Broken. So that's obviously for the Northern Hemisphere. But there's a little excerpt above each poem. And I love that it adds a little context to each poem. So I liked that when I saw it in the secondhand store, and I thought I need to add that. So that's what we're going to do for poetry this year. There's also poetry included in the other curriculum, which we will be using, and I'm going to talk about that now, I think. So if you followed us at all last year, and if you watched my curriculum review, then you know that we used Sunlight, and we really, really loved it. And so I made the decision to use that again for this year. So that will cover our history, Bible, literature, and science. So the history, Bible, literature comes together as a package, and then science is separate. The history, Bible, literature, we are doing their old Core A, which is now Core K. So it's the same materials, but they switched the years around. So we did Core K, their old Core K last year, which was US history. And then this year, we're doing Intro into World Cultures. I'm so excited to do it. I found it all on eBay. So there was a homeschool mom who was selling History, Bible, Literature, Core A, as well as Science A. And I got it all as a bundle deal and had it shipped to me in New Zealand. Now, I had it shipped via U-Shop. It was a rigmarole. U-Shop was a pain in the butt to use this time. I've used them in the past, but honestly, their service has gone downhill and their prices have gone up, which isn't that just like the status of most places these days. But anyway, I was still grateful to get it because it did save me an awful lot of money. I bought other curriculum on eBay at the same time, which I'll share in other videos when I talk about individual subjects. But for the sake of this, it saved a lot of money. I still did buy some things directly from Sunlight that I needed. For instance, I need some readers. And for history, I got a couple of things, and science. So I'll share a little bit. Let me find the things that I need. So this is the teacher's guide for Sunlight History, Core A, Intro into World Cultures. And if you've ever seen Sunlight before, you know this covers everything. This is like detailed lesson plans on what to read. And then you get like comprehension questions, timeline, prompts. And that is one thing I did go ahead and purchase from Sunlight, was their timeline figures. Now, I actually did buy these last year, and I have zero clue as to where they ended up. I cannot find them anywhere. I looked all year long. I was like, I wonder if I put them there. No, I think I must have accidentally thrown them out somehow, which is so disappointing. And I really wanted to have them because I felt like I fell off the bandwagon with doing our timeline in our Book of Centuries. And I feel like if I had had this, it would have kept me more into it because it's something my kids can do as opposed to me just like writing in names and dates. So I did get that for history. And then the other thing I got for history, which is an add-on, is their hands-on history kit. I was really excited to get this. We loved history last year, but I knew that having some sort of like craft and hands-on activity would really enhance it even more. My kids love like KiwiCo boxes, and this looked similar but like history. And so I went ahead and bought this. I only bought one, so all three of my kids will be sharing this, and that's fine. It's something that we can do together, but it comes with everything that you need. So here, like you've got telegraph. There's one where we're going to make a catapult. There's a volcano. And like loads. There's several, I can't remember how many activities there are on here, but there are several. They're not every week, which is a good thing because I feel like that would be too much. But throughout the year, we will be doing this. So I'm really excited that we got this to do this year because history is probably our favorite subject as a family to do. And so, yeah, that's what we're doing for history this year. Okay, so let's now look at Bible. So Bible is this for the year. We're going to be reading through this. This comes with Sunlight and gives you a reading plan and everything. There are also some missionary stories that come with the readers. I will do some like B-roll so you can see all of the books that come with Sunlight. It's a literature-based curriculum, and there are so many books that you get, which is why it's expensive. But the good thing about Sunlight is that it is mostly non-consumable, and so you can reuse the products or sell them on. So my plan for now is to hang on to them and then lend them out to family as they need them and then eventually sell them on. But for now, I'm going to hang on to them. I love having a library full of all these great books. So Bible will be doing this as well as our scripture memory and the missionary stories. And then we just like, my kids go to Sunday school and we talk Bible all the time. It's just like a part of our family. So that's what Bible will be. And in literature, you'll see in the B-roll, we have a ton of read alouds that we'll be doing together as a family. We really enjoyed the ones from last year, and I'm excited to get started on this year's ones. Okay. History, Bible, literature. Let's look science. So for science this year, we're doing their core A. It's light and sound waves, biological features, space systems, and engineering design. So this again, teacher's manual. It's got everything in it. Now science, I did go ahead and purchase the student workbook pages. So I've got those. So my kids will do those. And then we've got everything else except for the science kit. And I didn't do the science experiment kit last year either, because I could not get it shipped to New Zealand because there are like biohazards in it that our border security would not be happy with. And it was the same for this year's one. And honestly, we didn't miss it. I went ahead and purchased the science experiment videos, and my kids love those. And I got the ones for this year as well. So that's what we're going to do for science. It's 4-day science, 4-day history, Bible, literature, which is fantastic. The lessons are short and sweet. It's very flexible, and I really like it. So that's the bulk of our group subjects, but there is one more thing that I am going to be doing with the kids. And we did actually do this last year. I think we did 2 or 3 of them last year. But that is Morning Virtues from Gentle and Classical Press. I will link to them down in the description below, but I really, really enjoy this. So this is like very Charlotte Mason-esque. It's your enrichment studies, hymn study, composer study, picture study. All of those kinds of things are in here. So you've got handicraft options, you've got literature. There are so many things you can do in here. We do not do it all, but I do love to do the literature and the picture study, composer study, hymn study. I like to do all of that. So my plan is to do this over the course of 2 of our terms. We do 6-week terms throughout the year, so this will take us 12 weeks to get through. And I'm doing that because we already do so much reading with Sunlight. I don't want our days to feel like crammed. I want them to be enjoyable. And so I feel like by doing it over 12 weeks, it's just going to give us a little bit more leeway. So you print this out at home. I don't know if they have a physical version of it. I don't think they do. I think it's just digital. But Gentle and Classical Press has amazing resources. I really, really like their shop. These are the pictures that we'll be doing for picture study. And I've just printed them out and laminated them. And then I did go ahead and purchase the literature that was suggested in here for read alouds. I don't always purchase them. I have just used library books in the past. But both of these were pretty classic, and I wanted them. So I got them from Thrift Books. And they are Mary Poppins and then also Peter Pan. So that's what we will be reading for our literature with that. And it's all sort of themed and lovely. This one is on the theme of imagination. So I'm really excited about it. There's Beatrix Potter, there's Peter Pan, Mary Poppins, like just lots of lovely things. I think the folk song in this one is The Wellerman, which my kids already are obsessed with that song and know all the words. So they'll be so stoked that we're going to do that. And so, yeah, this is really affordable. I did consider doing Ambleside online because it's free, but this is so affordable. I think it's like $12 or something when you do the subscription. It's really affordable. I think I pay, it converts to about 20 New Zealand dollars, and I'm only paying that 3 times a year. So $60 for the whole year for all the stuff I need, and then I just print it. And it honestly doesn't take long to prep at all. It's very quick and easy. So yeah, I really, really highly recommend it because we've used it and enjoyed it. And I think that's everything. As far as like, you know, group subjects, we have extracurriculars. I'll talk more about those in my kids' individual subject videos, but as a family, we just have like homeschool meetup, we have church, and then my kids will have their individual things that they'll be doing next year. And we are changing things up a little bit. So I'll talk about that in my kids' individual group subjects. Goodness me, can you tell I'm tired? In their individual studies, I'll talk about that. But anyway, if you have any questions, do leave them down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach every